You're listening to At the Grove, a podcast for the Heritage School.
Hello, everyone. Today's podcast is all about the drama. So pull back those curtains, flip on the stage lights, because we are about to talk about everything theatrical here at the Heritage School. We've got on today Miss Loren Castro, who is our new middle school theater director. She is brand new to Heritage this year, been doing a great job. The kids just love being in her class. So I'm excited to talk to her about the theater program, where it's going, what the future holds for that, and also talk to some kids who are involved in the current project of the Grove Theater. They all will be performing a short story festival on April 3rd at 6:30 p.m. in the Student Life Center. So please mark your calendars for that and make plans to join us and support these students. It is free attendance. There is no cost for the ticket, so please come out and support what they've been working on. In fact, we're going to talk to some of the kids in this episode who are involved in that short story festival, and we're going to end the podcast on a very exciting note, which is going to be a couple of vocal performances from students who are the actors in the short story festival. So a lot of fun things to get to. Please listen until the end so that you can hear those kids and those students give their performance. But let's go ahead and jump into all the things that are theater. Loren, can you just kind of quickly introduce yourself, your background, and how you got to Heritage?
I'm Loren Castro. I'm actually from Austin, Texas. I moved here about 7 years ago, and my background is not really theater, which is crazy. I worked in K through 5th, and when my husband came up to me and said, "Hey, I have a dream. I want to do audio in the film industry, but it's in Atlanta." And I loved Austin. I was in the city. And then when he moved me here, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the country. What is happening? And so I had to really reflect on myself and be like, what am I passionate about? And I've always been passionate about art and theater. I dabbled in it in high school, and I just wanted to get back in there. And I found Noonan Theater Company, which is an amazing theater organization here. And I got my foot in the door, and it kind of spiraled. And I've done theater for over 7 years now. And it's just been really wonderful being a theater geek that I once was in high school.
Oh, yeah. Loren is like kid theater director extraordinaire. Like, everyone wants Loren to direct. Everyone wants Loren to teach their kids theater. So she's like the theater teacher of Noonan. I think so. That's like that's my opinion. But I mean, I know how you got to Heritage, but
yes.
But tell me a little bit about like that kind of transition of working at community theaters and getting back into school and merging these kind of two loves that you have.
Well, I told myself when I came to Georgia, I was like, I don't know if I want to go back in the school district. That was my mind, but I love children. That is my passion, to teach. And I had the opportunity at Noonan Theater Company to help with the children's show and teach that way, and also run all of the theater camps. And so I was like, okay, I'm great. Like, this is the perfect life. Till Emily came and was like, we really need a theater teacher here at Heritage. And I was just going back and forth. I just don't know. Then I took the tour and I said, whoa, okay, this is not what I'm used to. And I was really intrigued. And that little voice, I have a little person, a little teacher Loren in my brain that was like, hey girl, you should teach again. I was like, I don't know. But then I love theater so much. So I gave it a chance because Emily really just pushed me to do it. And it's the best.
In the best way possible. Yes. Please.
And it's been the best decision of my career, honestly, because it's so welcoming here and open. Like the kids are just wonderful.
They are wonderful.
Yeah, it's awesome here.
They are wonderful. And we are really lucky to have you as well.
Thank you.
So this is Loren's first year, not even through your first year of theater. Go back to the beginning of the year. What was it like when you first got here? Specifically, the energy of the theater department, like that first class walking in, like what was that like?
Yeah. Well, let me go back. I saw these big towering like standing things in the corner. And I had a dream. I'm a dream girl. I was like, I could build a stage out of this. So I told my husband, I voluntold him actually, come to the classroom with me. We're just going to move these really heavy rectangles real quick. It took us forever, but we built a stage in the classroom and we made it really just welcoming to children, which is awesome. But then the first day happened and it was so cool just seeing the kids come in and be like, oh my gosh, we have a stage in the classroom.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I feel like my first day, kids weren't scared. Kids were pumped. Like they're like, okay, it's about to go down.
Yeah, they always bring the energy here.
Yeah.
These kids always bring the positive energy immediately.
Yes.
They are not shy.
No, they aren't.
In the best way. They are not shy.
Yes. And then also Mr. Letterby is like such a huge advocate for the arts. So I feel like he was also my hype man before school started. So kids were like, yeah, theater. And I was like, okay, great. And then when they came in, they were even more pumped. So I also have to thank the teachers that were also just getting that mindset to the kiddos too.
Yeah. And I think some of the context here is, just like in sports sometimes where your star athlete kind of leaves and, we've got a small campus, we've got limited people here. If those star players kind of leave, the program has to rebuild. And that's very similar to what has happened with the theater program, I think, over the past couple years. So these kids were ready to build the program back. We have an incredibly artistic middle school group. They are just creative to the max. So they really were ready to jump right in.
Yes.
And they did, because they've already done some really great performances that are leading up to bigger and bigger performances. So can you kind of tell us about the memorable projects that they've done, the performances that they've done so far?
Yes. Well, I know the kids were like, let's do a musical. It's like, whoa, okay. Musicals are crazy. I have to get my feet wet a little bit. And I also, because Newton Theater Company is a huge love of mine too, I also juggle that as well. So I'm trying not to tear myself into two.
Well, and have good quality things. You don't just want to do it just to do it. Let's do it right and put the effort in.
I'm very precise. It's in my brain. If it's not perfect, the kids know that too. They're like, okay, she's very nitpicky, but it's good. For theater, you have to be nitpicky.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But our first project is we built a haunted house in the classroom.
It was so fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And what was so cool, and what I've been teaching a lot actually this year, is about improv and story building. It's a huge part of theater as well. So the children got to come up with a script, and with this whole haunted house and Halloween vibe, but we had to have two scripts. So we had to have one so our littles can go in and not get scared. And then we had a second script, which was a little bit scary for our middle school and high school. And it was so cool. We actually built a whole maze in there with using PVC pipe and curtains, and we had crazy music and lights in there. It was so much fun. I got to teach kids stage combat, which was awesome, how to fight safely, because they do play fight but not safe. So it was nice to teach them how to do it safely.
Right.
But that's been one of our projects for the fall. For the winter, we kind of had a candy factory in our classroom and made candy grams for everyone at the school. So we built a sled, and we had elves, we had reindeer, and they had to act like those characters and hand out the candy cane. It was crazy.
It was delightful. Yeah. It was really, really lovely.
Yes.
And the haunted house it was really cool. Mm-hmm. I was shocked. I was legit scared a few times. Legitimately, But I mean, it was great. And the kids loved it. I mean, the middle schoolers took that day to come through, and the line was wrapped around the building. Yeah. And my office is right next to your classroom, and I could just hear every so often which was adorable. Yes. And it was not the little kids. The little kids got candy. Yes. So no one worry about that.
They got a cute little treat trail.
Yes, it was very cute, but it was great. I mean, they had a wonderul storyline. It was incredibly captivating. It was very, very impressive.
And it kind of encouraged new kids for the next semester. I have new kids also on top of my other children. They were okay, theater's back, and then also my other students didn't want to leave. So I was like, well, we do have to open it a little bit for more kids. They're like, no, I'm not leaving. Like, okay. So I opened up to have more kids in the classroom. So we have newer kids too, which is awesome.
That is great. So yeah, it's already grown in the past semester, which is really great to see. And I know that you fully intend for it to grow.
Yes.
Even more.
Yes.
Loren is someone with a vision. Let me tell you, she is like 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, 10 years ahead, at all times.
It's pretty bad.
It's amazing. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, what am I doing today? And Lauren's like 5 years from now. But you do have an amazing vision for the theater department. What is that vision? Like, where do you see the theater department going and how do you see it growing?
Yeah. In a beautiful, perfect world, 10 years from now, the program will be, I want it to be a big group because I want to do musicals. That is a huge passion of mine. I love musicals so much, and I know kids love it. And I know in the future, soon, we're going to be doing a musical next school year. And how I do musicals is that no one gets left behind. I'm a very big no one gets left behind in anything. So if there's not a part for a regular stage play, I will find them to be somewhere either working backstage, working alongside me. And same for musicals. Lovely ensemble. It's the best. Ensembles are so great.
Ensembles are super fun.
Yes.
And that's such an important age for them not to get cut.
No.
I mean, they are trying something new. They're trying something incredibly vulnerable.
Yes.
I mean, their talents and themselves, putting themselves out there.
Yes.
So I think that's great that you have that.
I'm a very big, because I've been rejected, in the past, and that, that hurts, and that stays in your brain. And so that is something I'm very big on, is that I want every kid involved. If anyone is just slightly interested, they'll be a part of it in some way. So musicals in the future would be great. I really want to go into competing one-act festivals. I'm really big on that. I'm also wanting to do field trips in the future. I want to do theater banquets. You can talk to Emily. I will go in there. I was like, I have another idea. And I'll just word vomit to her about just everything. And she's just like, okay.
We're like the idea factory.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
That's how we work, though.
Yes.
Like, that's just how it works here. Is like,
exactly.
Hey, I've got this idea.
Yes.
Can we do it? And we usually end up doing it.
Yes. And I would also love to expand, because I'm a tech girl. I'm not particularly love being on stage, but I love everything behind the scenes. I love directing, love sound design, light design, set design. That's like a huge passion of mine, is art. And so I would love to expand and open up a classroom for a technical class to teach students that, hey, like, I know you love theater and you may not like being on stage, but there's another option to be in it. And that's also really cool. And I would love to do that in the future as well and expand on our technical stuff here. So getting better equipment and getting a better stage so we can do bigger things.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned like adding these classes, doing a musical next year. So what does next year look like? I know that you already have more classes added because kids want to take the classes. So what are the plans for the immediate future?
The immediate future is for sure doing the musical. And I would love to do something in July where it's like an intensive camp. So pretty much learning choreography and the music. So then that way when it's school, children will be able to do sports and not feel the pressure to be at so many rehearsals.
Right. Yes, because these are busy kids.
Yes.
I mean, they're so talented at so many different things.
Yes,
so
for sure.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, and that way we're kind of just blocking the show, relearning the music and like touching up, and then obviously having that tech week where it's a little crazy for the musical. And then I would love to help Emily with the literary competition. That is something I would love to do. I know the kids are already talking about Haunted House 2.0. I started a movement with that. So
bigger and better and scarier every year, right?
Yes, exactly. And so that's a possibility, even though that was insane, but the kids loved it. And I know the school loved it too.
It was a lot of fun.
But yeah, just doing that, just kind of just putting out theater, I want it to be where everyone is super excited. And like I said about that tech class, like just that it can reach a lot of children.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And right now, Loren's title is technically middle school theater director. That is changing in the upcoming year because we want to have upper schoolers get more involved. These upper schoolers tend to have these secret talents that they like to just keep hidden. And then we find out about them and we're like, ooh, you need to use this. This is great. So you've got some upper school classes happening next year, right?
Yes, I hope. Yes, I would love to.
Yes. So, and how do you see beyond the classes, like upper school kind of merging with middle school, getting involved so that all of our students have this opportunity?
Yeah, for upper school, I really want to do kind of just their own play. I have this thing that I do at Noonan Theater Company where they create their own script from top to bottom. And that's what my 7th and 8th graders are doing right now. At their end of the year project is making a 15-minute play. And so I would love to expand on that with the upper school and also compete too. I think that's a great opportunity to do one-act festivals, which is awesome, and kind of honing in on that craft because I don't know how long it's been since these upper schools have done theater. So maybe really working on how they present themselves with monologues and just really doing a deep dive into that. And then with my middle schoolers also doing theater, maybe having my upper schoolers shadow and maybe giving them pointers as well, which would be awesome.
Absolutely. And upper school did do theater. Again, we kind of just lost some theater kids. And I also think sometimes these kids just haven't been asked to do it. You know, I'm a teenager and it's like, I don't want to do it. But they get really excited about it. I mean, I've seen that with literary and coaching literary is kids I never would have expected to volunteer and do it, jump right in, and they're amazing. They're excellent. They're trying things for the first time just to try it. So I'm excited to see how it's going to expand into upper school and the little kids get excited to enter the program from a young age and just really connect all of that together. And I think it's really important. Like, sports are important for the body and community and all of these things. Art and theater is equally as important.
Well, and I love what Scott said is that private school, we're on a 3-legged stool. Is that what he said?
Yes, that's what he,
and where it's like, we have the academics, we have the sports. It's like, how can we expand more on our art leg? And so it's just really exciting how much support that's going into this. Like, and the kids see it too, that, oh, all my teachers have my back too, then it gives them more encouragement to do something, like to just do more theater, which is great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you tend to use theater even beyond when you would use sports. I mean, you can only play for so long, you know, you might coach or whatever, but you're always going to have to talk to people. You're always going to have to interact with others. And it's a really great skill for these kids to learn.
And you saying that, I have a lot of kids that started in my class shy, closed in. I was like, okay, maybe theater isn't their thing, but I kept working with them, kept pushing them, and oh my gosh, now it's a little crazy now.
But it's always so fun to see.
So
like,
great
that you just didn't think it was going to happen for them, and then all of a sudden something clicks, or they just find a component they love and completely open up.
Yes, I have a student that has a wonderful bag. It's a duffel bag that he has created about 10 different characters and they all have a different personality. And so I'll be talking to him, and mind you, starting the class was kind of shy a little bit and then opened up, and now he's completely flourished to where now he has 10 different characters. I'm talking to 10 different students, but it's just one. And it's hard to keep up with. Now I have 25 kids in this classroom instead of 15. But it's just little things like that. It's like, okay, I know I'm doing something right.
Oh, absolutely.
And so it's just, it's really cool and exciting.
And seeing their talent grow. I mean, they become better actors. They're so good. They're so good. And speaking kind of to that, there is an opportunity to see this growth coming up with your short story festival.
Yeah.
So tell us about this.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to do a showcase of the kids of what they've learned, but I didn't want to do something crazy I don't want to scare any of the kids away.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to get my feet wet with all the technical aspects of the building and everything. So I decided to do a short story festival, which we purchased scripts from like a children's theater website, and I found all these little 10-minute skits with it, and they're so funny. It's so awesome. And every kid that auditioned is in it. So everyone is in the show. We'll have a skit, and then we'll showcase a student that does a monologue in between. And then the fun thing too about this is that I'm not directing this. Kids are directing this.
Which is super, super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I was there at the auditions, and it was great because these kids had to come in and share their vision. If they wanted to be a director, they had to do something memorized. If they wanted to act, and it was good for them to come in and like have that skill already ready to go.
Yes.
I'll kind of circle back. Let's circle back to the directors in a minute, but like, what is this short story festival kind of about? What are the plays that we're going to see on the stage?
It's a lot about bullies and nerds. So it's a lot like at the beginning, we have Bullies Anonymous is what the play is. And it's pretty much all these bullies that are trying to kick the habit of being a bully. They're trying to be a better person. But a nerd comes in, and you'll have to see it, what happens next. We have a lot of 2-actor plays too, where it's a lot of conflict, I guess. There's a lot of conflict and a beautiful resolve that you'll see in each skit. And then everything kind of correlates with one another, which is also great. And then the last one is the nerds get revenge on the bullies, which is really fun. But that one also has such a beautiful resolve. And it's so silly. It's so great.
Yeah, but that's great. And what a great age to do this, because this is mainly... Well, the 5th graders are doing monologues. So this was open to 5th to 12th grade. I know 5th and 6th are doing the monologue. 7th and 8th and up are doing kind of these plays. And it's exactly what they're going through. You know, they are learning relationship dynamics and how to get along with people that maybe you aren't best friends with.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of great to kind of see art be an avenue for them to explore conflict resolution skills and all of these things and learn to get along with everybody.
Yes, very much.
Yes. Okay, but going back to the student directors, which is such a super cool idea, can you kind of tell us, where did you get that idea? Like, what was the vision for having you as kind of overseeing everybody, but the kids directing each show?
Yeah. Like I said, with Noonan Theater Company, with my camps, the children come up with their own show and their own set design and everything. And we just started that a few years ago. And it's just been so great seeing how that happens and the parents' reactions to, oh, my kids actually wrote this and did this. And that inspired me to one day, it's always been in the back of my mind, is having a student direct a show. So when I thought of this, I was like, this is a great idea. This is a great opportunity to test this. And it's gone really well, thank goodness. But it's just, like I said before, there's ways to do theater without being on stage.
Right.
And it's giving an avenue to some of these students to be like, okay, I really like this. And I will for sure do that every year. There will always be a student director opportunity because, you know, I want every student to feel like to just learn more about theater in a way.
Sure. And I think what's great about that too is these kids are expressing themselves and reading the script in a different way than maybe if they were in the show and just having like an adult director or their teacher say, this is how I want you to do it.
Yeah. And that, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I'll read the script and think something totally different. And then when we come in, they do the complete opposite of what I thought. And it's so good. And it's so exciting how creative and out of the box they're thinking, because it made me reflect on me and like, okay, what am I doing? I need to be more creative because I'm not thinking outside the box like they are. And that's been such a cool experience, guiding them through that, having them deal with certain conflicts or scheduling things. Some actors maybe not coming into rehearsals. How are you dealing with that? How are you handling situations like that? What if we need a backup, you know?
Right.
All of the behind the scenes that I usually would have to go through. They're going through and they're like, oh my gosh, this is kind of difficult. It's like, it can be. But that's great to learn those skills because after they graduate,
oh, absolutely,
you're going to have to deal with conflicts like this.
1,000%.
And so even if they never do theater again, they'll have this knowledge of thinking, you know, how like problem solving.
Absolutely. And I think it's nice to give them a moment of something to be proud of that's a little different. Like you can be on stage and have this moment, but you and I both know, like, being the director, being the coach, and seeing what you've inspired or like what you've taught and them succeed is a whole different level of like pride that comes out. And so that's fun that the kids also get to see this of like,
their own
I
pride.
made these ideas and I worked with these people and I got to help them succeed, which is really lovely.
It is really sweet.
And we actually have 2 of our student directors here in to talk about their experience. So we are going to actually talk to a couple of our student directors who are here recording with us and talk to them about their experience getting ready for this short story festival. So I've got Jessica here and Avi. Can you both introduce yourself really quickly to everybody listening?
I'm Jessica. I'm in 11th grade. I direct Bullies Anonymous and Pretty Girl and Plain Girl.
Hi, I'm Avi, and I'm directing all the monologues.
Fantastic. These are great students. I know them. They're awesome. So I'm sure they're doing great as a director. So let's start with Jessica. Let's hear about what the process has been like for you directing 2 different plays, 2 different types of plays. What have you liked about being a director?
I like that when Miss Loren gives us the script, then we give our ideas, then come in for like our first rehearsal to block off stuff, and then have our second rehearsal and make sure it plays it out through, even though some people might have missed the first run out.
How did you prepare for these rehearsals once you got the script?
So I basically read it through, like, drive through after we had like a read down for the script with the actual actors. Then I typed out like what I want to switch, but then like if they were talking, I would just wait till our first rehearsal with it.
Tell me about how you kind of got the vision for how you wanted to block things and have them interpret the text and the plot. Like, what was your thought process going into that?
Since I know most of the middle schoolers, so it's like Miss Loren paired them well with their roles. So it's kind of easier to like make them project more or be more sad, dramatic and stuff.
That's awesome. And have you directed before, Jessica?
I've not directed, but I've been backstage crew with High School the Musical, where me and another student had cake duty with the fake cake and had, after Sharpay gets cake in her face, we had to go and scoop the cake out of those.
Okay.
And let me just say too, is that I love how Jessica's brain works because I'm a tech girl as well in theater and she thinks tech first. So whenever she does direct, she's like, okay, well, we have to have this on stage and it needs to be changed. And that is honestly a number one thing as a director, to think that way as well as the actors. So I commend her on that.
That's great. Yeah, that does make a good director, because you're not asking somebody to do an impossible task on stage. All right, let's hear from Avi, who is also here. She's doing something a little bit different. So instead of a skit or play, she is directing all the monologues. How many monologues are you directing here?
I'm directing 5 monologues.
5 monologues from 5 different people.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like quite the difficulty there to get all of that done.
Yeah.
So what have you liked about directing? What has the experience been like for you so far?
Well, I like directing because I like interacting with like the little kids, and like it's nice to like have them tell me like what they like about the script and like what they don't like, and then like I can help them through it, and I can like go slowly and thoroughly and like help them become a better actor.
That's wonderful. That's so encouraging.
I know. The one thing I love watching Avi direct is that she reads between the lines. So all the little things she just finds all those little things in it. So when to breathe or when to step forward or where to place your hand. And I really commend her on that as well.
That's amazing. That's really cool. Okay, so both of you kind of talked about the good things. Like, what has been challenging? What have you like learned? Or I guess when you started this process, what was kind of uncomfortable for you that you had to work through?
Knowing that actors can have opinions on changing,
Yes.
changing the topic.
What?
Which is not always, bad thing. It's a good thing too, because it gives you like new ideas instead of being one-minded.
Yeah. So
Yes.
have you dealt with that? Don't name anybody's name, but how do you integrate that, like your idea and your vision with what the actors think?
I basically like hear them out and then like maybe twist it with my own ideas.
This is collaborative ladies.
I know.
They're collaborative ladies.
I'm so fortunate. But Jessica's right. They would give her ideas, and I would just reassure her, just, try to be a team player. That's a huge thing about theater and about this process too. It's kind of like sports where we really have to work as a team.
Absolutely.
For this.
Avi, what about you? What has kind of changed with your experience, or what have you been like, I'm a little uncomfortable with this, but I had to work through it?
Yeah, basically what Jessica said, because when they tell me they like don't want to do this or they want to do something else, I'm like, maybe that's like not, like maybe we shouldn't do that. But of course, like I hear them out and like I want to make them like want to do the monologue. So like I try and put some of their ideas, but like also like I would like change them up so they can, it can like be good.
Yes.
Yeah. But
The actors. I have to work with the actors.
yeah.
They have too many ideas. Okay, well, we'll kind of wrap up talking about this. I'm really excited that you guys are directing. And
Yes.
I think that's super cool because I think you will see the script, and Lauren and I kind of talked about this too. I think you see the script in a way completely different than we would see it, or the adults might see it, or the parents might see it. You're putting like your personal spin on it and how you see the world, which is really beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful to see. All right, so let's kind of end our conversation here. How do you feel about theater doing this experience? Do you love directing? Are you like, I'm never going to direct again? What's just overall the experience?
I love directing because since we have Miss Loren now, since we hadn't had theater last year, so it opens to high school and middle schools bonding more besides Jubilee.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Avi, what about you?
I love directing. So I've been in all the plays, and I think it's like a good thing that like I'm getting out of my comfort zone and I can like direct instead, because like I just wanted to change. And Miss Lauren has taught me so much because she's such a good theater teacher, and she like teaches us like how to be a better actor and everything. And then I use that information and help the little kids too, so they can do better in their monologues.
That's amazing. Stop it. The circle of life, circle of theater over here. You guys, that's so great. I'm really proud of you for doing this. And I'm sure Miss Lauren is too. Lauren, you kind of told us like what their styles are like, but anything that has stood out as these two have kind of directed that has been fun or interesting or surprising.
I honestly was surprised on just how driven they were, like on their wanting, they were just open to something different, not just going on stage, but pushing the norms and having children be the directors and have children kind of do the entire show, which I think is really exciting and fun that they're open to do something different, but also just how the ideas that they have as well, just, whoa, I don't have those ideas. And it makes me reflect on myself. Like, do I need to be more creative? Because they're just so creative, and that's just really inspiring.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming in and chatting.
Yes, of course. Thank
you for having us.
All right, Lauren. So before we kind of wrap up our conversation, this has been really fun. It's been great to hear from the kids and talk to you about all the fun artistic things happening on campus. But for everyone kind of listening, can you give us one piece of advice or insight you'd like to share? Maybe those who are passionate about theater or curious about theater, just kind of give us our sending thoughts.
Yeah, I would say to not be scared. I think that's a huge thing even in my classroom, is that don't worry about what other people are thinking of you. I know I have a lot of students that get scared because they think, this person's going to make fun of them on stage, and you're a completely different person on stage. You are not who you are. When you step on that stage, you're the character that you are. And I don't want you to feel discouraged or scared to do something that you're secretly passionate about just because someone else is thinking differently of you, which, they shouldn't be doing that in the first place.
And often they don't. Often it's received incredibly well, and their classmates are incredibly proud of them for getting up there and doing it. It's just this block in your mind of like getting over it and being vulnerable. It's a very vulnerable position to be in.
Yes, and I think even just taking the class to see what it's all about, that, I'm very big on safety, and I'm very big on making sure that you feel comfortable. Sometimes I try to push a little bit, but, my classroom is a safe space, and theater is a safe space as well, and I just don't want you to have a mental block from trying it. So try not to be scared to try something new too, because once you do it and say, hey, it wasn't for me, then at least you tried it, but you never know. You just never know.
Absolutely. And that's a great way kind of to end for everybody. Like even the adults and parents listening, don't be scared. Try something new.
Yeah. Hey, if there's any parents out there, I work with adults too. So
do it. It is your moment to shine too. Yes. Well, this has been really fun.
Yes,
and thank you for coming and chatting.
Yeah,
and I've loved having you and the kids in. So thank you all for listening. And as we promised, we've got some special performances from the theater students who are going to give their vocal performance and end this podcast on a very high note.
Yay.
So we hope you enjoy and that you will come out to the Short Story Festival coming up very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in today. Now, as promised, here are some special performances from our theater students. The first performance that you'll hear is from Scarlett and Lucy, both in 8th grade, who will be performing Pretty Girl, Plain Girl, followed by a beautiful monologue from Walker, who is in 7th grade. We hope that you enjoy.
Hi.
What?
Is this the registration for the Galaxy Girl pageant?
What?
Is this the registration for the Galaxy Girl pageant?
What if it is?
I'd like to register.
You want to be in the pageant?
Yes. What's so funny?
What do you think you're doing?
Registering for the Galaxy Girl pageant.
You can't register.
Why not?
Look at you.
What?
It's obvious. Look.
I still don't see why.
Look at the difference between us. I am clearly a 10. You clearly a 2. 10, 2. 10s enter beauty pageants. 2s don't. Now get out. Jan, are you okay? Are you okay? That was too much. I told you it would be too much. See, I told you.
No, I'm fine. I just need to sit down.
You can't look crushed like that. A pageant girl sees that look on your face and she'll go in for the kill.
They'll really be that mean?
I was just getting started.
Oh.
See, you're not up for this.
I am. You're doing the right thing. I need to be prepared. Let's go again.
I don't understand why you need to do it at all.
I told you.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any less crazy than the more you say it.
I want to be a girl.
Newsflash, you are a girl.
A girly girl.
Trust me, it's no great shakes.
Just once, a girly girl. I know it's not my future, so I want to make sure it happens.
Still sounds crazy.
I don't want to look back on my life and regret that I never tried to be girly.
Can't you just go to prom, get a nice dress, I'll do your hair, even nominate you for prom queen? Isn't that enough?
This is what I want to do.
But a beauty pageant, they'll humiliate you.
I can take it.
You can't. You don't have thick skin.
If I practice, I can make it tougher. I'm ready. Insult me again.
I can't see that look on your face.
You have to. I want to take it on the chin and do that cool cucumber thing you do so well.
What thing?
That shoulder roll, eye stare thing you do. You were just in the mall, and those girls were ragging on you. You just cool cucumbered them, right off the shoulder. It was great.
Girls are so mean. I didn't even know them.
When I do it, it looks like I'm trying to throw out my back.
Jan.
I'm going to practice my walk.
I don't think you'll ever be ready for pageant girls.
You're just trying to scare me. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. You see? I almost have the hang of this.
Almost.
I'm getting better, aren't I? Practice makes How do you stay up on these things?
Careful!
I don't got it. Maybe I'll take a break from the shoes.
I'm sure you'll get it.
You don't believe that.
I believe you're going to take out the whole first row, especially with those arm moves.
I can do this. Thousands of girls enter pageants.
Yeah, and thousands don't.
Help me up. Don't you have a date tonight?
Huh? Oh, I canceled.
Why?
Because you asked me to help you.
But you had a date.
I was just going to watch Dean and Frick and Frack watch basketball. Trust me, I can do that anytime.
Won't Dean get mad?
He better not. He's not that special.
Don't you love him?
Oh, sure. Maybe not. Don't worry about it.
Tara, you are not normal.
Why?
You don't want me to be at a pageant. You canceled your boyfriend instead of me. You're just supposed to dump me for a guy. You're supposed to dump me, period.
Dump you how?
You're not supposed to be my friend. You're not supposed to still like me. Haven't you read like every teen story ever written? You're pretty. I'm not. Pretty girls don't stay friends with plain girls.
Don't say that. You're not plain.
I am, and I'm fine with it.
Then why are you trying to kill yourself with those heels?
Pretty people are friends with pretty people. Period. End of story.
Is that right?
I wish you'd just hurry up and get it over with.
Get what over with?
The writing's on the wall. You'll talk to me a little less and a little less. Then one day you'll stop talking to me altogether. You won't even look at me in the halls. We won't be friends anymore. It was like we never friends.
That's ridiculous.
Celine doesn't think so.
When did you...
In the bathrooms on the second floor. I was in the stall when you came in. I heard what she said about me. I'm plain, boring, not worth hanging out with.
And did you hear what I said? I stood up for you.
But how long will that go on?
You should have come out. We could have stood up to her together.
What's the point? She's popular and pretty. I'm going to be a scientist, and that's as far as away from pretty as it gets. You know just as well as I do that there's a gap bigger than the Grand Canyon between the Celines and me's of the world. You can't hover in the middle. You have to pick a side.
And you think I would pick her over you?
It's not your fault. It's inevitable. It's the way things have worked since the beginning of time.
I hate to disappoint you, but I don't do what Celine tells me.
What if she stops being your friend?
Then she wasn't worth it to begin with.
Don't you read magazines? You're not supposed to think for yourself. You're totally abnormal.
So what are you saying? If you were pretty and I was plain, you'd dump me as a friend?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. If you're gonna do it to me, just do it, okay? Don't spare my feelings. Rip that friendship off like a Band-Aid.
Sorry to disappoint you, but you really did a number on this.
How am I gonna compete in the pageant?
You don't have to. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what Celine says you look like.
I care.
You'll wear flats.
Everyone else will be in heels.
There are these flats in Stanbrooks. I saw them last week. Pointy toe, thin, sort of pink, sort of mauve. Very pretty. They'll do great for you, and you'll be able to walk. We can go tomorrow if you want.
What about Dean?
They won't fit, but he'd probably look good in them too.
Okay, flats it is.
I want to tell you something. You are loved. You're kind. You're beautiful. You're talented, capable, and deserving of respect. You are one in 7 billion. And once you find your true self, you will learn how to love yourself and others. Just know, we all go through things in our lives, and we make mistakes. But we can move beyond our mistakes. You are never alone, because we are all in this together, and together we can create a positive society where people can do whatever, be themselves, without anyone judging. After all, you stayed strong, and you're still here. I am so proud of you. And just remember that your imperfections is what makes you unique and special.
Thanks for listening to the Heritage School podcast. You can listen to At the Grove on Spotify, Apple Music, or your favorite podcast app. Further connect with the Heritage School by following us on Instagram and Facebook, or visiting our website at heritageschool.com. I'm Emily Kimbell, and we will see you next time at the Grove.